Hello guys, and welcome back to the world of Minecraft, where today I was going to do a dramatic reveal of the iron farms, but unfortunately the guardians are against that idea and they shoot me if I go near it, so we are hiding up on... You shouldn't be able to shoot me from up here. From the relative safety of the sky rail that we built last time, because now this iron farm here kind of works. However, there are a few issues which I'm going to go into, and this one is ready for the villagers to go in, and it should work because I built that one, had some issues, did some research, and then built this one. So hopefully all of the issues that I experienced in that one will not become a problem in that one. So as you can see, the design on the top is slightly different, and when I put the villagers in, it will also be different, but I need to get some glass to hopefully... not to counteract the problem, I just want to change the aesthetic slightly, because this is technically perfect. However, that golem there shouldn't be there. It's only because of these guys that he's spawned there, because I think, because I've now got all the breeder done, I brought some villagers across. That guy there has got an 8 gold trade. This guy here does as well, but his rotten flesh is like 1 less than that guy. I keep falling off. And you have to climb all the way back up. So, yeah, that's one thing that we need to do, is we need to move these villagers away, because otherwise we will always have iron golems spawning in this corner, because basically the center of the village, it should be centered around those 4 blocks there. At the moment, it's centered somewhere over here, because I've been watching it and all the villagers, all the golems have been spawning in this half. If I sound a bit congested, that's because I've got a bit of a cold. I've been trying to wait for the cold to go away, and it's gone to about 3 o'clock, and yeah, it's not going away. So for today, I'm going to be a bit congested and nasally. So I'm going to try and focus a bit more on building rather than talking. So this is this area kind of done. We also have worked on the Guardian farm. I'm basically going through all the stuff that I want to do for today. Oh, well, I'll show you and then I'll say what I want to do. So over in the Guardian farm, we have dug out this area. So I'm trying to keep it really short because I really can't speak, and I'll probably lose my voice. I've dug out most of it. The idea is that we're going to remove this, build a smaller one. I'll get into more detail, and then we'll have like an outer building outside of the small one. So it'll be like a farm within the shell. I might have just watched a CinemaSins video yesterday, which has given me the idea. But yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. And as I was saying, the villager breeder is now complete. I did check, it is Unaribit's design, and Zed have to do the tutorial. Unfortunately, I kind of capped off the top. So to get in, we have to fall down onto here. I have done some cleanup as well. I wonder, do we have any villagers still in this area? No good, they've all fallen down. The first lot of villagers went across and into this chamber here, which now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 villagers in it. And we have one guy up here. Here you go. Who is fully encased in glass, so no zombies can get to him, and as long as there's no changes which make it so they now suffocate in glass, we should be fine, because there have been other changes with transparent blocks and suffocation. So I will be keeping an eye out on the changelog just in case this no longer works. And over there we've got the doors, and we've got some glass which I need to change out for dark green glass at some point. And here, the villagers are in this point here, and if you want to look at how this design is worked out, if you go on the last video and click on the link in the description, it will take you to the kind of video explaining all about it. But basically, if you have a water stream that brings items to here, because there's a block right in the middle, I don't want to punch because I'll probably hit one of these guys. It will fall right in the middle, and then I'll all have a chance to pick it up. So it's almost 100% efficient. I say it's almost 100% is that you could chuck in loads of food and some of it would despawn, because this outputs like 10 villagers an hour or something fairly slow, but it's good as like a beginner village farm breeder, and that's really what I want at the moment. So over here, this is where I stored the villagers. So they went down, they fell down here, and then they fall down into this hole here, which is where we're going to head. Something we can have a look at on the way is a nether portal idea, which we'll be working on. I've got to cover it up. Basically, the idea is you have one block back, is you have dirt. Imagine that these are blocks of your choice, and then you come over, you hit a button, and these 3 blocks drop away, and you will have a nether portal here and a nether portal here. I am kind of torn between just putting slime blocks here and here, or having it completely flush. However, if I were to make it completely flush, it would mean... So when these are lit, it will kind of be like... This is like the abyss. Like you're staring into a top secret, like a hidden treasure that drops away and shouldn't really be seen to the general passerby. I don't have any slime blocks on me. So I decided I didn't design. I found a design and cannibalized it to work as a 3 along diagonal hipster door. I don't think I'm going to use it here. If I do find the opportunity to use it, I will use it. I will leave a link because it is a really good design. But we'll be doing some redstone today anyway. I've already thought of some redstone to do. I'm trying to hide this along because I really don't want to talk. Down here is... so this is where the villagers drop down. So I built this a while ago, and I'm like, if I just don't record, I'll just never record. So they drop down. There's a water source there, which cancels their fall damage. They drop down onto that pressure plate. This redstone block is to power the line. And this is another good a way of loading up villagers onto minecarts. It's 100% reliable at the moment. I need to put a torch up here, I think, because I had to rebuild it several times to make it work. Yeah, it turns out you can't change this design at all. Any other like variations really don't work. Like you have to be quite precise with this. So yeah, 2 powered blocks and 1 regular rail, and then this block here has got the powered rail on top of it. So this should all work fine and dandy. My sounds are still really low. I've tried to change them around and they're still really quiet. Yeah. Let's change them up a bit. Right. And yeah, this is just a little bit of decoration just so I can walk around. Up here, this is stuff we looked at earlier. As you can now see, there are now villagers in all of the bays. And if we drop down here, I had to do a bit of changing around with the tracks. We have all of the villagers ready to trade. This guy is a carbon copy of the other guy, so I'm going to keep both of them. Just so one can be like a backup in case the other one has an issue. We've got a cartographer here, currently the best cartographer we have. We have a leather worker, which I'll probably get rid of. I'm kind of holding all of these guys here until I build the iron farm, because I have an idea for an iron farm, but I'm not going to go into it too much because I don't know. You shouldn't be like that. There we go. That guy's terrible. This guy is also terrible. This guy's terrible. And this guy, I will... Ooh. He's close. He's close. I might keep that guy as well. Just to see whether I can get him back. Let's go and check whether that reset it. Yeah, I had a few cases of empty minecarts running through and damaging the system. So let me just check which one that was. That is this one here. So let's just dig up. So this guy needs to go there. Cool. Yeah, the issue with this design is that it's not very easy to repair it. I was considering filling this up with glass, but I think I'm just going to leave this open cast. Just try and make it spawn proof. So if there is an issue with a reluctant villager or zombies get on the tracks, I can be able to come up here and just move it across manually. I think that's the way. Or I suppose I could like have observers like here, and like some form of activation along here just to activate it. But those are ideas for the future. For the moment, I'm happy with this design. Yeah, back to the Iron Farm and Guardian Farms. So this is the new design. I made a few changes from Nazim's design as per some of the ideas from the YouTube comments and some of my own. So I've now made it into an 18 by 18. His design was a 16 by 16. I changed the lighting. I changed the lighting around, and I did make a mistake. I put 5 doors along the second side, and you should have put 6, which is why it didn't actually work when I first did it. And I also added 2 light sources just for symmetry. This is like, I'm kind of trying to use the bare minimum, so I also removed the slabs here along the side, because you only need to use them to trick the water at the beginning, but after that the water logic will be like, yeah, I'm happy to flow this way. And that's the same for the bottom row. However, I've kept them on this side and on this side because I still require them for keeping the villagers on. And yeah, I'll probably remove all bar the slab in the middle after I have put the villagers in. I just don't want any escaping villagers. Goodbye, slab. And the reason why I've upgraded it to an 18 by 18 is because they will spawn in a 16 by 16, but if they try and spawn on this block here on a 16 by 16, and they try and spawn on the edge, it's similar to the slime farm, because they've got a hitbox larger than 1 block, they will fail the spawn attempt. So this, by adding a ring, you basically add in however many extra blocks you add. Like 18 more. Pulling numbers out of my hat, about 30 blocks. So about 60-ish blocks per layer added of potential spawning. I think the base one has got about 300. So you've got, and the top probability, which is what I've got planned for over there, is about 500 spawning locations within the, because it's a 16 by 16, no, so 16 by 16 by something radius that they can spawn in, or cube, around the center of the village. So if you have it slightly bigger than that, it will increase the, it will prevent it from spawning, because I found a video on the 100% efficient spawner, iron farm spawner. I'm probably going to build it here, but I'm not going to build it just yet, because I want to kind of build everything and then figure out where it goes. Yeah, I should stop recording because I'm just about to start going into a sneeze frenzy. So I'm going to move this in. This is 40 blocks away, so I'm going to move this 7 blocks in, widen it by 2, and yeah, so I'm going to get to work on moving this across, moving the villagers in, clearing out the Guardian farm. Over on this side, over on the village, over on there, I will try and put in the diagonal door, and we'll see how we go. So I will see you in just a jiffy. Alrighty, slight progress update. I apologise if it is a bit noisy in the background. My now efforts to control my cold have involved opening every single window, which is probably not a good plan, and turning on the fan to try and get loads of airflow around my room to help my breathing. Yeah. Basically, my cold has gone from not too bad to I want to just sleep, but I kind of want to try and finish this off, otherwise I'll never get it done. So, progress update. Or progress update, as people without a cold would say. We have got the first villager in the holding pen for the new style. Before, for that one, I tried to minecart transport them. It was a bit of a nightmare. I ended up making a little platform and just pushing them in. So instead we're using water streams. The first guy is in. We've now got the glass around. So if we have a look at the cage from this vantage point here. It's a bit bigger, but it's a bit more kind of like pleasing to the eye. It means that they can look out from their eternal torment to the sunny blue waters below, or what it will be once I have done, even though there is a slab below it. I have a plan to remove all of the slabs around the outside. However, it would cause issues with the doors. I'm not really certain how I'd be able to do the doors without breaking down the village and rebuilding it, so I'm a bit reluctant to actually do it. But yeah, we need to just start moving all of these guys through. I'll show you how to do it with one of them, how I did it with one of them. So I just played around with the water streams just now. There's a plane flying outside my window, you can probably hear it. Let's go with this nitwit. Hello, Mr. Nitwit. A very sneezy person has something to do with you. Yeah, in the last take, I had a massive sneeze. In case you're wondering why there was a random cutout, there probably will be more editings for like every time I was like, I'm about to sneeze. Yeah. Yeah. There are probably a lot of cuts where I'll be like, I'm about to sneeze. I'll just pause and wait for the sneezing. So they flow down under here. Yeah, if you notice my voice is like going really deep and then really high and then really deep. It's basically my breathing is controlling my speech at the moment. You shouldn't get stuck. Yeah, for some reason villagers are really laggy for me. They will flow all the way along and into there. This is nice and simple. Water stream. I haven't capped it off at the top because I'm only moving 10 of them, so I'm moving them one at a time just so I can watch them. So yeah, you know that I was saying about being careful with the villagers? Yeah, it looks like this guy might be fired. He wasn't listening and he fell off. He's gonna need a perfect replacement. It's really hard to speak with a cold. Accidentally steal a whatchamacallit. So that's 2N, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, cool. So this guy here, I think I'll just move him in the car over to the other corner and just put him in because you need you could have 5 on each side, but you need at least 10 villagers to make a village. So you got 9 on that side and 1 on the other side to load up all the doors. The reason why I have it on either side is just to centralize the village. And also, if we fly back over to the main kind of central area, this now works. Dun, 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 dun. It was a lot simpler than I thought it would be and what I'd made it out to be. Yeah, I made a massive meal of this, and as it turns out, it's actually a very simple redstone, I say. So, basically, after the central bit, this is a double piston extender just kind of cobbled around. After that central bit is pushed up, this block here pushes into, because this dirt block rises with the rest, into the gap where it is, just to help complete the double piston extender. These observers help retract it back down, along with this observer here. Yeah, like, exactly. I can't speak at the moment properly. I do apologise. These stone bricks here aren't actually needed anymore because I had some grand plan. Neither is this, because I basically miscalculated everything, thought I'd have to push everything back up. Turns out I don't, but yeah. It's nice and simple, nice and straightforward. A monkey could build it. So yeah, though I do need to find a good place to actually put the lever, and another consideration I have to make is because when this is down, grass will grow, and then after it pushes back up, that grass will not decay. So I have a choice of either having the hill shaped like this, which would mean having these blocks exposed. These have to be non-movable blocks, otherwise they will attach to the top of the slime blocks here, or we put stone here, or yeah, like have stone and then stone underneath it, which would work. However, it would mean building it up a bit more. so I'll consider it. But I will probably most likely go to the stone now that I know that there are the immovable blocks right behind it. So yeah, that's all well and done. So I'm going to get to work on finishing off that iron farm. I'm not going to worry about moving that over because it will work. I will get a snowball though quickly just to shift out. I hope... Oh, that was just me taking damage. Not taking damage, but possibly taking damage. Because I'm going to try and dislodge the iron golem, which is currently chilling in the villagers, because he is basically taking away a chance for a new guy to spawn. Because he won't take away a new chance, but he just in case any other spawn dodgily, he will get him the cap. Oops. Come on. 1, 2. Come on, move, guy. Move! Move! No! I am really not wanting to kill these guys because it damages your love with the villagers. But unfortunately, Mr. Guy, I'm sorry. There we go. And we got 4 iron off him. Excellent. Let's add that to the pile. Ooh, hello. Managed to get stacks since last I checked. Yeah, the rates of this is about a stack an hour, roughly. I don't know why, but for some reason I am getting consistently like 3 or 4 not golems, ingots per golem. So I don't know whether I like really lucky or whether the drop rate has been tweaked since last I built one of these guys, because yeah, that's a bit better than it used to be in my memory. So yeah, anyway, I will work on the iron golem. Thanks, guy, I really appreciate it. The iron golem, let's drop down here. The iron golem farm, getting all the villagers in. And then I will also dig out this. Alrighty, time for a progress update. So, the iron farm, all the villagers bar 1 are in their holding cell, ready to be utilized for spawning some lovely iron golems. I do have a little clip that I just played right before this that shows, me looking down upon the guy who had escaped. I don't know why he didn't want to help with this project. After that I did add in a few extra blocks to prevent any further from escaping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the 9th block, add a redstone block. So I'm just adding the finishing touches to the rail line because rail lines are easier to build. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is going to be that. Are easier to build for me than water stream channels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because we have a rail duplicator, which I showed last video. And we need 2 more blocks there, and hopefully the guy should fall in. So yeah, rails are really not a concern, though at some point I do kind of want to build a gold farm just so we can build them legit, because I'd rather not duplicate any more items than I desire, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's just such early game, I decided let's get a bit of duplication on the go. So, do we have everything? We have slabs. And we have a villager. We are going to use one of the nitwits that are currently huddled down here. Let's go with this guy here, and then we need to run because we want to try and watch it go out there. And the guy is in. Excellent. That was very uneventful, which is good. I'd prefer it to be uneventful and a success rather than eventual and not quite such a success. And that's not going to let me go under there, is it? Let's go under here, and we will break the minecart. This is the moment of truth. Will he escape? No. Excellent. So we now have the final villager. So I will kind of hang around here, make sure that a village spawns in the near distant future. And yes, we'll be back once this ocean monument is cleared and that I'm happy that this is a valid iron farm. I have good news. Firstly, I am feeling a tiny bit better. And secondly, I say that and then immediately start to choke. Secondly, the iron farm is working. For iron. Yes, good. I was worried that I had built something wrong in it because I'm terrible with farms, but it works. And we will hide in here from the onslaught of Guardian, who will soon be removed. But not today. Because we have tidied out the entire area down here. I am now sounding very posh. We have now tidied out the entire area where we can now install our Harrods. No, my cold is just, ugh. Never get a cold, guys. But yeah, the entire area is cleared out. I kind of put down some torches in a pattern. The pattern is not very good. I'm now going to try speaking a French accent. Bonjour, madame. On a croissant. Anyway, enough about trying to speak in a French accent. So, yeah, that'll do for today. I am now going to try and edit this video, without editing out too much of me trying to sound like a French person. And, yes, when we return, I will either be doing some redstone, or we shall work on this, or we will do both. I haven't really decided. I don't have a lot of time until the next video. I've got 3 days, panic. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I apologize if this is a bit of a rush, but yeah, when you have a cold, you do go a bit mental at times. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.